3 hours before my sister was supposed to walk down the aisle, I was the one holding the dress. Everything was perfect. The venue, the flowers, the $60,000 budget my parents had poured into this day. But then, my sister's fiancé, Mark, left his phone on the charger in the bridal suite while he went to grab a drink. It buzzed with a notification that changed everything. I didn't mean to snoop, but the preview on the screen caught my eye. It was a message from a private contact. I opened the thread, and my blood turned to ice. It wasn't just a fling. It was a series of messages to his brothers and a group of friends. Mark was laughing about how my sister was his golden ticket, and that once the marriage license was filed, he was going to drain the trust fund and disappear. I didn't tell my sister, not yet. I knew she'd try to rationalize it or think he was just joking. Instead, I grabbed the phone and walked straight to the groom's room. Mark was laughing, raising a glass of whiskey with his friends. When he saw me, his smile faltered. I didn't yell. I just placed the phone on the table in front of him and hit play on a voice note I found, one where he described my sister as a boring, rich anchor. He was finally ready to cut loose. The room went silent. Mark tried to claim it was locker room talk, but I looked at his best man and realized they were all in on it. I walked out, locked the door from the outside, and went back to the bridal suite. I told my sister everything. She didn't cry at first. She just sat down in her white dress and looked at the wall. Then she looked at me and said, "Call the caterers. Tell them the party is still on, but the groom is uninvited." We walked out to the main hall together. I grabbed the microphone and addressed the guests who were already taking their seats. I told them the wedding was off, but because the food and drinks were paid for, we were going to have the most expensive freedom party in the history of the family. The look on Mark's parents' faces when they realized their son was being kicked out of his own wedding was worth every penny. Mark tried to sue my family for emotional distress and the cost of the rings, but my sister's lawyer pointed out that fraud is a much bigger legal headache. We spent that night dancing, eating 5-tier cake, and celebrating the fact that my sister didn't just lose a husband. She saved her entire future.